Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and starting with the DAX here on the daily chart. We've been looking at top of wave 3 here. We've been looking at this is an A wave, an A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and then 5 waves down for the C wave for wave 4 here. So this would be down for 1 here and back for 2 here. But also too, it's possible that wave 4 is actually completed here, and these 5 waves up here is actually wave 1. So wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2 to here, and then up from there. So this would be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming down to about here, the 61.8% retracement level, and then moving up from there. So I don't know which one it is at this particular stage, but we do know that the move down here is in 5 waves, and the move up here is corrective, and is probably finished now, and we can look for a move to the downside. So we can pretty much take one of these here and put that into a green trigger kind of thing. We'll get a better view of this in a moment, but we'll just put that there for the time being, but we'll be able to get a better picture of that. So yeah, we're looking for short. We would only turn bullish if 13,000 became the support. Okay, so at this stage it's just checking it as resistance, as you can see. So moving in here in various ways. So the move down through here from the high appears to be in 5 waves, so we'll call it wave A or wave 1, and then an A wave, a B wave in 3 waves, and then the C wave here. Now it is possible that the 5 waves up here are finished. We need to look at that in a bit more detail, but there's also possible for one more move up here as well, and that would be in line with the US markets, but we don't have to follow the US markets. But to refine a situation on this here is that if the 12,800 here becomes a retested resistance, then we need to be short from that point there. Even if this move down here is 5 waves, even if we see a little move up here, we'll come up to the 50-60% as a retracement level, and then it would move down. So locking under here would be the trade, and down to from 12.8 down to the 500 here. So a nice few hundred points there to be had, and could be more as well. So let's just drill in here into the hourly chart here. So this is the ABC correction here from wave A here, the A wave, an A and a B, and 5 waves down for the C wave of wave B. And then we're looking for 5 waves moving up here for wave C of B here, and then down. Now this doesn't count very very nicely here as 5 waves. So like I mentioned, I'm not quite sure. Like if I look at this on the tick chart here, I'll just have to get some more data in here. Okay, so it's really just the 5 waves up I'm looking at. So here it is a bit more detail. So the 5 waves up to make wave C here. If I can just borrow one of these here, copy this. Oops, a daisy. Just so you've got your bearings here. So wave C, and then obviously this will be of wave B or wave 2 here. So I'll just put wave B and be conservative at this stage. So it does count up as 5 waves in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There's a slight problem in this, in that wave 4 overlaps wave 1 here. So that's a bit of a thing. But apart from that, the move coming down here does count as 5 waves moving down through here, and then can be an A and a B and a C for the A wave, an A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and then 5 waves up into the 50 and the 61.8% into the 900 and area, and fail at that point. So as I mentioned, if all goes wrong and the 12.8 becomes a retested resistance, then this green line here needs to be where we go short. Okay. At the same time, you might be able to look for a short position up here. But if the 12.9 becomes a support, then you know that we're going to be pushing up to the 13 at that stage. So we're still looking, it does look like we're on the bearish side of it. And between wave B and wave C here will be 5 waves up here, as an A and a B and a C wave here. So really it's only when you get to this space here and then get another 5 waves down, and then you'll get 3 waves back up, then you can look to short on that low. So if I can just draw that imaginary over here, so that's the 9, 12, 9 here. We'll see the market move up here in 5 waves roughly to here, and then it will move down, and then it will have an ABC pattern here. So really that low here, once it reacts, I can't draw on this side of the price. So yeah, 5 waves down, 3 waves back up, then you'll be able to look to short that there as well. So if I just copy that, I'm still not going to do, no, I won't put that there because then I probably can't get it across here anyway. So that's what we'd be looking for on that 12.9 area here for that. So look, we're getting there. It's just a little bit further and we need it to mature a little bit, but this does give us hope that the bear market downward trend has actually started. But the US markets have still got a little push higher. So it's probably good to watch that video today, even though you may not trade it. And let's move across to the AEX, and that will be much the same as well. So on the daily chart here, we've got the same thing as the DAX. So we've got this move down here as the A wave or wave 1, the B wave or wave 2 here, and we'll have a look at this a bit more detail in a moment. So we're looking for this to move down. So in a bit of a nutshell here, if I can just draw that a line in the sand here, and we'll refine this as well, but it's just nice to to understand that. And the other thing too, I do harp on about this a little bit as well. When you do a trend line like this through here, if I can just use this space here, when you got a trend line like that, what normally happens is the market will come down, bounce off it, then go through and then retest it as well, and then go down. Sometimes you'll get a double retest here and then down again as well here. So not very often, but you do. So just you just be mindful of that scenario. But as we use the trading levels as resistance and support and so on, then it's the same as a trend line on an angle as well. And even when if you're using a moving average, the 20, which is the center of the Bollinger Bands, also acts like a trend line as well. Sure, it bends around, it's like a trend line doing yoga, but it's the same principle there as well. So just drilling into the wave, wave 4 here. So we're looking at this, I'll just fix this up a little bit. That there and that there. So it's possible, because this has come down quite sharply here, then it's quite possible that that we're on the right track here. So we can put that up. But I want to go to the hourly chart here, the one that we've been working on. Sometimes I don't know which one we've been working on, but let's just go into the hourly chart here. Okay, so we don't need this one now. Oops. Delete. So the top here, we've got wave A coming down here, or wave 1, an A and a B and a C wave here. Now this doesn't really count very nicely up here as well. I would just not, at first glance, I would go wave 1 and 2 and all of the third wave here, and then a fourth and then a fifth. But this has come down rather sharply for that. But what we can do, if this is moved down here and was going to come back up through here, okay, then if the market's going to rally off this low off this low here, then, and that is the low, then put that under there. Okay, I don't know if that's the case just yet, but that's what we need to do at that point. You could also too, if it does the ABC back up and then decides to come down and we're on the right track and we come down from this point, well then you can also get this here and just refine it and put that at the bottom of wave B here, so the A wave, the B wave, and get it that way there as well. Okay, so we're very close, just none of these moves up here work very well at this particular stage in counting 5 waves up. So we just need to be a little bit mindful, and this is the same for the FTSE as well. So just on the daily chart here, we've got this up as possible wave 1 here, or B wave, but an A and a B and a C. And in this case here, you can see that the market this is a clear case of being corrective across here, because it's got overlapping wave structures there. So we can look at this moving down here now as well. And on the outset here, if I just put this across here to here and put that in green, and we can refine this to here. So we'll go in and do that once that saves. There we go. Just check. Okay, so this is where we are with here. So it's it also hasn't. I mean, we've got our move down, which is fine, and the A wave and B wave, same with the other markets. Don't need that one there now, and don't need that. Don't need that. Just put that out of the way there for a moment. So up here, it's difficult to count it as 5 waves up there. It sort of counts as 3 waves up there. But on the cash market, I'll just show you the cash market here. It does count up as 5 in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. But the problem with that is that it hasn't taken out the high over here. And this move down through here is definitely corrective at this stage. This is a corrective pattern, so the wave B here. So I guess in the Elliott theory, that the market doesn't have to make a new high here. All it needs to do is produce 5 waves up through here. But we might need to be careful that this 5 waves up here is just wave 1, and then we come back for an ABC back here, and then push off up from that point there. So it's a little bit, you know, that we're still in iffy land with this at the moment. So if I move into here on, say, the 1 hour chart here, I would, in this case here, it has moved up higher in the futures market. In fact, it's kind of quite level pegging with these ones here. And we would have to call this in for 5 waves here. In this case, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the B wave, and then counting this down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that works quite nicely, in fact, coming down for wave 1 here. But at the same time, after we've got 5 waves, then we're going to get a counter trend, aren't we? So we can look for the market to pull back to this space here, to the 7740 area, maybe a tad higher, maybe a tad lower, not quite sure. But once again, we will have that A wave here, B wave here, and C wave here. So that means that we can just draw a line in the sand here. So the first thing is that, yes, this might drop down here a little bit, but don't worry about that too much, because we still need, you know, compared to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, we'll still need to see an ABC rally here. So that's what we're waiting for the short trade setup there. So I'm just sort of imagining it here with this pathway that I'm drawing, but we need to see it in place first. So we are working, you know, it's we're not commentary, we're mapping out the future. That's what we do. So let's see if this falls into place, because it'll be part of our setup here. And the Italian market, the MIB. So with the MIB here, this is a completely different count. Well, same but different. In that it's the same in that we were looking with the other markers as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave 4. And we're also looking for 5 waves down here. So in this case here, we do have a nice A, B, and C here as a bit of a flat correction, just flat because it comes close to here and close to here. And there is a nice little impulse wave here, which is normally wave C here, and wave A will be roughly the same, bit of a rule of thumb. So yeah, look, and we've got little 5 waves down from the high here, but in this case here, if you're going to short it, I would wait for the 22, the number 2 here, to become the retested resistance here. And the retested resistance is, if I can just use this area up, the 23 up here, so the market would come down to the 22 area here, bounce back up here, then it'll come down through here, come back and check, and then you just go a point under the low here as your catalyst, because it might come here and then move up again here. So you want the market's got to prove to you that it's going down, and by retesting the large 22,000 number 2 and taking out the next low here, it's proof, and you're moving with that. You're catching the wave at that point. So it's just a tactic, and it just makes trading and your entries a little bit safer. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Cheers.